Hello, powerful, beautiful being. How are we? Welcome and thank you for watching. This is Atiang, the first South Sudanese spiritual well-being teacher. Today, the topic is the spiritual growth is needed. The spiritual growth is needed in order to find your true self. Yep. I do my work based on Natarian religion understanding. Natarian religion, the African first religion in human history. So today, I will be focusing on how we need to grow our spiritual power. How we need to grow our spiritual power based on Natarian religion. And I believe that growing in your consciousness is what we all needed, because that's what the great prophet goes through. The great prophet like Jesus Christ, the most world famous prophet, and the other prophets. So those prophets, including Jesus himself, was a person like us, okay? And he did work in the spirituality to grow and to reach where he reached, okay? He found himself. He need to grow consciously to find his true self, okay? Okay, based on Natarian religion, we have a tree of life in Asa resurrection. Asa, in the story of Asa, it said that Asa was killed by his brother. His body was chopped into 14 pieces and was thrown into the river Nile. In the river Nile, his body grew into a beautiful tree that the king of Syria cut it into a beautiful pillar of the tree and have it put in his palace. Okay, so the story behind the death of Asa and the tree had to grow, it was cut, it was a beautiful tree. That has to do with his consciousness. Okay, that has to do with Osa consciousness, and that has to do with us. Okay, so the tree in Osa resurrection represent the power in us. We are all born with the power of God. Okay, so this tree is linked to our consciousness. There is a conscious, the subconsciousness in us. This subconsciousness is linked to our pineal glands. And this consciousness is where we exist as a soul. That place is the place of the soul and the spirit, and that way we exist as souls. Meaning that we are the manifestation of the God behind creation. So we are not separated from God. Okay? We are separated from God only in our way, in our oldie way. Okay? When we are ignorant and we're living in our ego, we don't know that we are not very far from God. Okay? So this is the place we need to grow. Okay, let's come back to Osa being killed by his brother and chopped up. Okay? That also refers to Osa consciousness. Okay? Because when you are ignorant that you are a spirit, when you are ignorant about your higher self, when you live only in your mind and the body, when you only think that you are mind and the body, okay, you will live in your lower frequency. Okay, because you don't know that you are the highest. Okay, that that the story tell that Osa was killed by his brother Set. Okay, so after that he got killed by his brother Set. He realized that he's living his ego. Ego in the story of Osa represents the devil. It's a devil demon. Okay. But the devil and the demon, in the point of view of Nitterian religion, is the way of the mind, the way of ego, bad way of living, because you are lost. Okay. And so you need to grow. You need to grow from your lower consciousness to reach your higher consciousness, which is the conscious of the divine. Okay? And that's why there has to be a fasting. Great prophet, they need to fast. They need to follow the teaching, and so on. Okay, in the Bible said that Jesus Christ was the Son of God. He's pure. He didn't have sin. He has to die for us. How did he know that there was a sin? How did he hate sinners? How did he hate the devil? Because you can't hate something that you don't know. You can't hate something that you did not experience. Okay? Why did Jesus have to fast? Okay? Fasting is needed to put down your lower frequency, your lower self, your ego, your jealousy, your hatred, and all the other lower emotion, all the other lowest frequency, fear. Okay? If Jesus didn't have all these, why did he have to fast? He didn't have to fast. Okay? He had to fast to purify his lower consciousness in order to go to the higher conscious, which is the higher of God. Okay? It's all in us. So what we need to do is to purify and put down the lower energy that keep us from achieving the higher consciousness. Okay? It is our job to purify our lower way of thinking, our lower way of doing. Okay? So the first thing that need to be purified is the way we think, because thoughts control everything. Remember that the world was created by thoughts of the divine. The divine have to think to bring the world to the way it is. Okay? That creation hasn't stopped. God create every day in human thoughts. But the creation of human thinking, the creation that comes from a human mind, it's terrible because humans are using lower frequency. When you look the world, you can only see the lower frequency. There are a lot of wars, violence, killing, and so on. That is human way of thinking. But the human can change that frequency. We can change that frequency by growing in our consciousness, but by putting away the evil within us. Because the reason we are getting all these problems in the world, the violence, the killing, and all the other things, the universe is responding to what is in us, what is in our mind. Because what is in our mind is inviting the sorrow and many other things. Okay? So we need to change what is in there. So my advice to anyone who is going to watch this video, you can't change the whole world. You need to change the world inside you first. Change the world inside you first, and the world outside will change. Okay? Change the world inside you first by knowing that you are a spirit, you are a manifestation of the spirit that created the whole world. That's the first thing you need to know first. Because I know that we all know that we are spirit, we all know that we are soul, but we don't know how close we are connected to the divine. We don't know. We think we are separated from the divine. When we go through challenges, death, and many other challenges, we think that we are alone, and we think that we are very far from the divine. We are not far from the divine. The only thing that makes us far from the divine is the way we think. Okay? It's because we are living from the lower frequency. That's the only thing makes us very far from the divine. So the first thing is to know that you are a divine. Another thing, work on your ego. Work on your ego. Your unrighteous way of living. Your evil ways of living. Okay? Because ego represents devil and the demon that the Bible say. Okay? So you need to understand that devil or demon are not the energies that are staying somewhere. Yeah, there are energies in the universe. There are negative and energies in the universe. The negative and positive energies in the universe. But everything is already connected in your conscious, in your subconsciousness. Okay? As I already mentioned before, that we are the spirit. Okay? And we exist in our consciousness. And the conscious that we exist in our pineal gland is where the spirit exists. Okay. So we need to grow. We need to know our ways. That where the word of knowing thyself come from. Knowing thyself is knowing your own evil way. Okay? That what knowing thyself come from. Knowing thyself is knowing your own evil thoughts that lead you to doing evil. Okay? When you get to know this, when you get to realize this, that when you make change, that when you will make change in your own thinking, in your own feeling, in your own doing. Okay? Remember, Jesus was tempted by the devil when he went to fast in the desert. He was tempted to change the stone into bread, but he resisted to do it. That was a temptation that came from his mind. It was just about it was the ego in him that was tempting him. So Jesus have already shown you the example of how to put down your own temptation, your own evil, your own ego. Okay. So it's all about taking care of yourself. So number one is knowing that you are a spirit and you are not separated from the spirit. Number two, know your ego, know your ways. Okay. Number three, work on how to purify your consciousness in order to reach the higher level, in order to know thyself. And to reach that level of knowing thyself, you must follow the teaching of Ma'at. Teaching of Ma'at, living right, living in truth. Okay, the teaching of Ma'at involves meditation or prayer. Meditation, I meditate. And work on cutting off the food. You need to change your diet. Okay? Because food is very important. Food links to the moods. Okay? Because if you eat junk, you gotta have junk mood. So you're gonna look to how to change your diet. Okay? In order for you to reach the higher level, the conscious of God. Okay? And to reach the conscious of God, you need to know what you detach yourself from, because it's about detachment. Detaching yourself from the worldly living. Okay? Detaching yourself from the worldly living. Like the Bible said, turn your back to the world. You don't turn your back to the world. You change the world in you, inside you. Because the world inside you is a terrible world. You have to have a good world outside, change inside you. Change the way you think. And when you change the way you think, the world outside will be good. So it's all about changing your consciousness. It's not about using a prophet as your God and he's going to save you. Okay? What happened in your mind, nobody can change it. Not even a prophet, not even a God who created the whole world. Because you have a power in you, you have to use it. You have ability to change yourself. So there is no prophet that can change you. There is no prophet that can remove the jealousy in you. There is no prophet that can remove fear in you. There is no prophet can remove hatred in you. There is no prophet can remove any evil way of thinking in your own mind. You are the only person that can change yourself. And that's how you see the great prophet. That's the way they did it. So you got to do that. If you are really a chosen one, you want to change. That's how you want to do it. You want to change your ways. You want to change the way you think. Remember, creation is all about the way we think. It's about our imagination. So we change our imagination to the positive one, not the negative one. Because if we always use the negative one, we are inviting the negative experiences. Okay? So it's about changing from negative to positive. Okay? Enjoy, have peace, and be well.